So, Dolph, you often compare real estate to stocks and mutual funds. You think real estate is better. Why would you say that?
Well, Robert, I have four very simple questions that I ask to compare the two. Imagine you have a lump of money, and really it doesn't matter whether you've got 5,000 in cash or 5 million in cash, but for the purposes of this discussion, let's talk about 5,000 cash. Imagine also that you either want to buy real estate with your money or that you want to buy stocks. So my first question would go like this. With your $5,000 cash, how many dollars worth of stock could you buy? And the answer is, for most people, you can buy exactly $5,000 worth of stock with 5,000 cash. Some people will say, well, you can buy on margin, but it only applies to a small percentage of stocks and then only for a small percentage of their value.
Or to a small percentage of investors.
More particularly, very few investors would be given that liberty by their stockbrokers. So for most people with 5,000 cash, you can buy exactly $5,000 worth of stock. Let's ask that same question vis-a-vis real estate. If you have $5,000 cash, how many dollars worth of real estate can you buy with that money? And the answer is, you could easily buy 50,000 worth, maybe 100,000 worth. It just depends on how creative you want to get. And the reason why there is this big difference is that all over the world, banks are falling over themselves to give you money to buy real estate. It's called leverage.
That's what my rich dad said to me. He says, my banker will lend me money to buy real estate. And for most people, the banker will not lend them any money, not for 30 years at least, at 6 or 7%, to buy a mutual fund or a stock.
Right.
That should tell you how risky stocks and mutual funds are. If your banker won't lend you money for long periods of time at lower interest rates, that should tell you how risky the investment is.
Right. Real estate is lower risk and you don't need the money. Now, the benefit of that is if everything goes up by 10%, then your stocks would have gone from 5,000 to 5,500 and you would have made 10% on your money. But your real estate, let's say you bought a $50,000 property with 5,000 cash, it would have gone from 50,000 to 55,000, which is a $5,000 increase, and you started with 5,000, you've got a 100% return.
On top of that, you get cash flow.
You get cash flow as well. Now, it goes without saying that if everything went down by 10%, our stock market investor would have gone from 5,000 to 4,500. He would have lost 10%, whereas our real estate investor would have gone from 50,000 down to 45,000. He would have lost his equity, his entire $5,000 input. So, in other words, leverage works both up and down. But for reasons that I'm happy to discuss later, I am not overly concerned about real estate values going down.
Not if you select well, which is part of the 6-step process we're going to be talking about.
Exactly. So that's question number one.